Hi, I am Yogesh Pandey. I teach to ICSE and CBSE students, and I have been teaching since last 12 years. Uh, Now, presently, I am pursuing my postgraduate diploma in school leadership and management. Now, today I am going to talk about multiple images in a thick glass plate or a thick plane mirror, and this is from the main topic, refraction of light. Now, students, you know that you go to a barber shop and you sit on a chair, and your haircut, when your haircut is done, that time also you see two plane mirrors. One is in front of your eyes and one is behind your back, and both are plane mirrors and both are parallel to each other. And once your haircut is done, so barber brings a very small plane mirror and he keeps behind you, and you are able to see your back, the back of the head there. Now you know why this happens. Now the light is reflected from your head and it goes to the plane mirror, and that reflected light rays again it goes to the straight in the mirror which is situated in front of your eyes. So the reflected rays which are reflected back from your head, it goes back to the plane mirror which is in the rear part, means behind your where you are sitting, the behind plane mirror, and it goes to the in the front plane mirror. So now let us understand more about this multiple images in a thick glass plate or a thick plane mirror through this concept. Suppose now there are two plane mirrors, that is M1 and M2, and we have the object in between like this. So where the image will be formed? So there will be, now these are two plane mirrors which are parallel to each other and they are facing opposite to each other, and the object is kept in between. So over here on this side of the mirror M1, the image will be formed, that is I1, and to the right of mirror M2 at the same distance image will be formed at I2, because that is the characteristics of the images formed by a plane mirror. The object distance and the image distance both are at the same distance, and the image also appears laterally inverted. Okay, suppose if you are standing in front of the mirror and you put your right hand like this, so in mirror it will look like it is your left hand, and both the distances are at the same. Suppose you are standing at the 2 meters from the plane mirror, the image will also be at the 2 meter. And what is the other characteristics? You are standing, the object is like AB. I can show you here. Suppose this is a plane mirror, and here suppose a man is standing. So if I write AB here, so his image is also appearing at this distance. Suppose this is 1 meter, so here also again he will be at the 1 meter. So I mean to say, if it is AB, so here also you will get AB. So I can say the image is also upright, or I can say it is erect in the image. So this is the object and this is the image. So this is the object and this is the image. So similarly, if there is one object between the two plane mirrors, so the images are formed at the equal distances, that is I1 and I2 on the right hand side of the M2 and I1 on the left hand side of the M. Now I1, now why there are multiple images formed due to these two plane mirrors. Now I1 will act as a virtual object for the mirror M2, okay, like this, and I2 will act as a virtual object for the mirror M1. So like this you will have. Now due to this, if they are acting as objects, suppose I1 acts as a for the M2, then there will be another image will be formed, okay, that will be over here, again at the same distance and again at the same distance. So let us name this as I3 and I4. Then again the same thing will happen. I3 will act as the virtual object for the mirror M2, for this mirror, that is M2. M2 is over here and I3 is over here, and I4, the image which is formed before, again it will act as a virtual object for the mirror M1 over here like this. So and so it will keep happening. So again, if these are acting as a virtual object, suppose I3 is acting as a virtual object for the mirror M2 and I4 is acting as a virtual object for the mirror M1. So again we will have two more images, and that will be I5 and I6. So I can write over here again. So again the same thing will happen. And now this type of example you might have seen the amusement park, where there are some multiple images are formed due to the two plane mirrors, because there are two plane mirrors, and there are many plane mirrors aligned side by side parallel to each other. So if you are sitting in between somewhere, so the same image is formed. So we can say same images are formed. So these are known as multiple images. And these are why these are aligned in such a way, for the entertainment purpose in the amusement park. So now let us understand this concept more in detail. Now we have a thick plane glass plate, or we can say thick plane mirror, and that is L, M and P. And over here we have taken a illuminated object on this line. Okay, if you want we can label this line also, and let us write as UV. We can take this as UV. Over here we have taken the illuminated object. This is the illuminated object, that is illuminated object, and that is at A. Now from A there are two rays which are striking the surface. Okay, that is LM. Now LM is the reflecting surface. It is a reflecting surface of a thick plane mirror. Reflecting surface of thick plane mirror. Now from point A, that is, this is the illuminated object. So there are two rays. So one will go normal, means it will be perpendicular to this surface, reflecting surface, and that surface is LM. And the other rays, it is obliquely, it is striking the surface like this, and that ray is known as AB. Now at point B, what will happen? At point B there will be two phenomena will take place. One will be reflection and one would be refraction. So reflection will be only about 4%. So reflection will be only about 4%, and the other 96% it would be refraction. So this other 96% it would be refraction. So what is reflection here? Reflection is the ray BP. So we are getting ray BP over here, and that is in the air medium again. Which medium? That is in the air medium. And 96% that is the ray BB dash, and that is in the thick glass plate, or we can say it is in the glass. So the more amount it is refracted. So you can see if we don't have the thick glass plate, the ray will continue to pass like this, but now it is bending towards the normal because the refraction has taken place. As we know that the refraction of light means it is a bend in the path of ray of light, and BP is the reflected ray. Okay, now at point B dash, again what will happen? A strong reflection will take place within the thick glass plane mirror, okay, or within the thick glass plate, and that is in the form of B dash C. So at point B, B dash, what will happen? At B dash, again a strong reflection will take place, and that is in the form of the ray B dash C. So this is a reflected ray, and at point C, what will happen? Point C, you can see again the ray will be refracted, and that ray is CQ, because now the medium is changed. It is going from glass to air, so it will be refracted away from the normal. So this is the ray, refracted ray, that is CQ, and that is in air, and it will go away from the normal. And at C again there will be a, from here again there will be a reflection also from here, that is this is a refracted ray, and from here it is reflecting. So that is a ray CC dash. So it is a reflected ray, that is CC dash. Now, but here at what happens? Here if we are extending at points B and C, if we extend it backwards, that is at points B and C, so we can see that the virtual image is formed on this particular screen, or we can say on the line, that is UV. This is UV. On this particular line, the virtual image A1 is formed. If from B it is extended till UV, and from C if we are extending it with the help of dotted line, a virtual image A2 is formed. So I can write virtual image or images are formed at A1 and A2. Now the best part is that the A2 is the brightest image. So I can write over here A2 is the brightest image. Now why A2 is the brightest image? Because among all these images which you can see, that is A1, A2, A3 until A5, and it will go on if you continue with this process, that is of reflection and refraction, consecutive reflection and refraction. Now why A2 is the brightest image? Because this image, first of all, it is formed because of the line which is extended, and that's why we know that if we are extending the rays backwards, so there the image is not actually formed, it appears to form because we have extended the ray backwards, and that is why it is known as the virtual image. We know that is from the definition of virtual image. Because what is the real image? Real image is the image which is obtained on the screen. Virtual image is the image which cannot be obtained on the screen, but it can be obtained by extending the rays backwards. So that's why A2 is the virtual image. But we are saying that it is the brightest image. So why it is the brightest image? Because it is formed due to the first strong reflection inside the glass plate. And which is the first strong reflection? That is at point B dash. As we have discussed here, it is a strong reflection, and that is from B dash to C, and that is in the form of the ray B dash C. So this is a ray B dash C. So because of this ray B dash C, it is strongly reflected from the point B dash. So we are getting the image A2, and if from point C we are extending it backwards, so we are getting A2, and which is the brightest image. Now now once we have reached CC dash, as you have seen, so again at C dash the ray will be reflected back strongly, and again we will get the another ray, and that will be in the form of C dash D. Then again at point D it will be refracted, and at point D again it will be reflected back, so we will get DD dash, and again at D dash we will get the reflected ray, that is D dash E, and again it will be refracted in the form of ray ES, and again at point E it will be reflected inside the thick glass plate, and that is E dash, and E dash again it will be reflected inside only, and at point F again it will be reflected as the ray FT. At point F again it will be reflected inside the thick glass plate, and that will be ray FF dash. Now at points D, E, F, again if you are extending it backwards till the screen UV, so again we will get the virtual image A3, A4, A5. So this is how the consecutive virtual images are formed, that is A1, A2, A3, A4, A5, when we are extending the rays backwards from the points B, C, D, E, F from the reflecting surface, that is LM. And what about the other surface, that is PN? PN is the silvered surface, and that is having the points B dash, C dash, D dash, E dash, from where the rays are again strongly reflected at these points, that is B dash, C dash, D dash, E dash. Okay, so this is the silver surface, and it is also protected with the red paint. So this is how the virtual image is formed, and from this A1, A2, A3, A4, A5, A2 is the brightest image because that is formed due to the first strong reflection at the point B dash, okay, on this silver surface, that is PN, because B dash C is the first strong reflection at the point B dash.